Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful.
Funny things that you think's funny aren't funny.
Give me cocks all the time. I want cocks all over me.
The Alan Cox Show kicks ass, man.
Welcome.
Show me what you got.
You're not going to see a lot of cocks on TV.
Alan Cox from the Alan Cox Show.
I don't know what it's about you, but I can't even stand your voice.
I think you're the biggest asshole alive.
It's gonna be a great show.
Let's kick it. I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it. Kick it. Come on. God damn it. Could you one time kick it? What the?
Alan Cox.
Here we go. He'll ad-lib. He'll be fine.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Hey, what's going on, gang? Good afternoon. Hi there. How are you? Mr. and Mrs. America? All the ships at sea? Welcome, welcome. How are you? My name is Alan Cox. Thank you for showing up on a fine, fine Friday. Our first 5-day week. We did it.
Made it.
Since the beginning of the year. Well, we didn't make it yet. Not yet. Started. Say hello to Bill Squire, who's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share a cold one with the boys.
Hey, there's Mary Santora.
Hi, guys. No babies.
Front page at clevelandscene.com today.
Hey.
Mary there for Hillbilly Bougie, the debut album. Those are two very exciting words, aren't they?
Hillbilly and Bougie?
The debut album.
I know, it is very
right?
exciting, yeah. I got knocked out of the #1 spot on Amazon today by Weezer.
Weezer, yeah.
You know, what are you
Weezer,
gonna do?
that was going to happen.
I beat Garth Brooks, couldn't beat Weezer.
No matter who was in that #1 spot, going to get knocked out by all those Weezer fans. And say hi to Poundcake, who's back behind the glass.
Happy Friday, white people.
Hold on.
I was going to say happy Friday, white people. I thought it
There
was just
you
me.
are. Not just you. No. How did that get pushed, I wonder? I have to come through and, re-acclimate my board every day, and sometimes something will get past me. Now, was it subconscious? Was it unintentional that I missed Poundcake's button? I'm going to go with no, because it just it jams up the rhythm if I mess up like that. Anyway, if you would like to join us, please do. You can call 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007, 35192 if you want to text me. Alan, what would Bill's hobo hider be called if it was designed so that you didn't have to see Poundcake?
I said that.
I think they're alluding to a joke that someone made yesterday on the show, that or a listener made. Why would we not want to see Poundcake? You know how what I have set up so that I don't see Poundcake?
Screens.
I don't turn my head.
Oh, it's like monitors.
No, I can see him. I can see him right over the monitors. I can see him sitting there all salty. Why do you look all salty?
I'm just tired, that's all.
Oh, okay. You all right? Are you going to make it?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Why are you tired?
I'm just on some new medication, and it's just making me drowsy.
Now, what are you on?
I'm on some anti-anxiety medication I'm trying out, and my body has not got adjusted to it yet.
What was your old anti-anxiety?
I didn't have any.
A tall cup of juice.
Right. Okay.
Calm his nerves, yeah.
So all of a sudden you're on anti-anxiety medication. Mm-hmm. Why are you on anti-anxiety medication? That sounds like a really stupid question because he's going to go, I'm anxious. But my further question is, why? What are you anxious about? Why are you anxious?
Just life and
life.
Just quarantine has really got me. And then, I mean, not to be a downer, but like death has just been surrounding us lately, and it's got me all worked up. So.
Well, why now? I mean, we're a year into all this. Why now? Why did you break now?
I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing barreling down your door, right? There's nothing knocking at your front door that would get you any more anxious than anyone else.
That's not how anxiety works.
And he's also been dealing with an anxiety disorder for years. He's just now treating it.
which takes me back to my question. Why now?
Finally pull the trigger.
Yeah, I
don't pull that trigger, Poundcake.
Well, it's too late.
You got so much to live for, pal. Oh, you mean the proverbial trigger. I see. Okay. So this medication knocks you out. Is that what it is?
No, I don't think it knocks me out. I mean, it may be one of the side effects, but I mean, I have been on it for less than a week, so my body is not used to it yet. I'm sure after like 4 weeks,
It's like a tranquilizer, man. That stuff just brings you down. So if you're not,
and people can hear it in my voice. Like
seems to be the exact opposite thing you would want from something you were taking to make you less anxious.
No, it calms your whole body, and in that sense, it makes you.
I don't need him calm at work. I need him worked up. I don't need him calm at work. What are you talking about?
But he's only here 4 hours a day. It's the
I don't
other
care.
20
I don't need him calm at work. He's already calm. He's in there watching YouTube, eating chips, not listening. I don't need him any calmer than he is. Okay, what's it called?
It's Lexapro.
Oh, okay.
I think it's great. I'm proud of it.
Of course you do. The point is, I don't need him calm. Are you going to be able to barrel through, though? Do you think that you'll be able to?
Yeah, I've been on it the last few days, and I haven't said anything, and you guys haven't noticed a difference.
Right. So why? I guess why today? Is you being tired? Do you take that as like it's starting to kind of work its way in? Like it's starting to, you're acclimating to it, or what?
I don't know. Different days hit you different. I don't know.
Is that like a 1-a-day thing? I've never been on anything. So is it like a 1-a-day thing?
Neither have I. I take
in the morning.
Yeah, I take it one.
You have to take it on an empty stomach?
Some of them are different. Some of them you take with a meal. Some of them you take twice a day.
What
It
do you
just depends.
take?
I'm not on anything right now.
Oh. Bill, what
which
do you take?
Probably needs to be.
Masturbation.
Oh, see,
Takes masturbation from others.
I take it from myself.
Steals it like a thief in the night. Take your masturbation.
I was on, what's it called?
I don't know.
The
Adderall?
cocaine, Adderall, yeah. Adderall for...
He was on synthetic cocaine for many years.
So I was on that for a while, and I didn't like that. So I haven't been on anything since that.
I was on Vyvanse, which is Adderall plus antidepressant, and that was awesome, and I loved that.
Don't you feel like these doctors, though, are just spinning the wheel? When you go in and you go, spinning the wheel, right?
Because there's some that like can have a higher, make you more drowsy. They're known to do that or whatever, based on the chemicals that are in it. So finding whatever works for your body and what you have to do throughout the day. Before that, I was on one called Wellbutrin that I liked a lot, but it was just making me so middle of the road that it was like I couldn't get happy or sad. So I didn't like that. So then, sometimes it takes a few trials before you find something that works.
The Alan of the road.
The Alan of the road.
Yes, I get that from, I don't take anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably should. I should be on something.
On Adderall, I was good. Like, I was more organized and more focused and able to get things done. But I didn't like that.
You're the worst.
He's not a paperwork guy. He's like, this is not what I was hoping from the focus medication they were giving me. I didn't want to be focused. Yeah, that stuff does nothing for me. People are like, oh, you get focused? I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. I don't need that. I got plenty of focus. I am laser focused.
A little recreational Adderall once in a while.
Does that just jazz you up?
It just jazz you. Like, if you don't have it for a while, you can drink more.
Really all that
you can drink more. Always good with prescriptions.
Because it keeps you up, and your metabolism is so high that you're metabolizing those beers. You're hell of a hangover.
That's what they tell you.
Oh yes, it's the worst hangovers.
Alan, I've been on Lexapro for a few years, and it's wonderful. It makes you tired for a couple of weeks, and then you're fine. Weed exacerbates it. Now, let me ask you this: do you still hit the pen now that you're on this?
I haven't.
You haven't. Will you?
Probably not for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not for a while.
Okay.
I'm too
Can you
nervous.
drink on it?
No, you're not supposed to drink any anti-anxiety or antidepressants. Like, that is the first thing on the bottle.
Because it'll make you anxious and depressed if you drink.
Well, because drinking is a depressant, and people are like, it can slow your nervous system down to stop
Shouldn't
it.
that balance it? That's how you know if it's working.
No.
You go, this is a depressant. Let's see if my antidepressant can fight it and take it over.
System, you're not nervous.
No.
There you go.
Can we make a real quick PSA? If you're on antidepressants or anti-anxiety, please do not drink. Please. That is so awful.
All right,
it's right there on the side of the bottle.
Well, then I'm sure they already
drink.
know. Yeah, that's right. You don't want to test your prescription's metal, is all you're saying.
I had a girl who was a regular.
They could be giving you placebos for all you know.
There's a girl at one of the regular there was a girl at one of the bars I worked at who was a regular who was always on some kind of different medication trying to figure it out. And at one point, she was on Xanny bars, which are just like the highest amount of Xanax you can get. And she would come in and drink like 2 10% beers and be falling all over the place. And she didn't tell us she was on medication. And she got super...
But she knew she was.
Yeah, but she got real pissy with me because I told her I wasn't going to serve her anymore. And I told my boss, he said, I'm not comfortable serving her knowing that she's on this medication. And he's like, well, we can't. I was like, well, you can have somebody else do it. And so she got like she tried to get me fired and do all these things.
But also,
I was like, I'm not comfortable with it.
Also, you would have the right to not serve her irrespective of what medication she's on. If someone's falling over,
right.
You don't need to know that. If someone's falling over, you go, I'm not going to serve you anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
that's
when
not really
she would come in.
But that's not really a fireable offense.
When she would come in. Like if she came in and saw me as the only person behind the bar, she would leave. Because she knew I would.
And you're like, oh, darn.
Right, exactly.
No, don't go.
She was always making out with strangers and just being a slop show. And I'm like, dude, do you not see that these two things are connected? Come on.
She didn't care. She loved being a slop show.
Was she hot?
Not really.
Okay, well then.
Hey, Nick.
Sad.
That's sad.
Alan.
Yes.
I wanted to say quick congratulations, Poundcake, on making the jump, getting help. Anyone out there, if you've been thinking about it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, see, he sounds like his old self.
There it is.
Poop time.
Hey, he's back.
Hey, I molest children.
He feels like himself.
I was hoping that part would go away.
Now I'm depressed. All right. Yes. Thank you, Nick. Anything that makes people feel more like themselves, that's good.
No, I think this is a very good thing for Poundcake, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to
Very proud.
help him immensely and stick with
Let
it.
me watch you poop.
Well, we can't.
If that helps.
But we can't put the pressure on, though. We can't put the pressure on an
No,
inanimate object.
He's got 4 days to get it all figured out and not be tired.
By
or else he's
Monday,
fired.
if this isn't fixed.
Right. All right, anyway, I've got to take a break. If you want to join us on the phone, 216-578-1007. If you are on hold, I'll grab you on the way back. 800-348-1007, 35192 if you want to text. And you can watch at alancoxshow.com. Listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio app.
You never know when winter's...
Available everywhere with our free iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 2021 is the year of you, and iHeartRadio is giving you your very own station. Favorites Radio plays nothing but the songs you've thumbed up and listened to the most, all on one personalized station exclusively for you. The more you thumb, the more personal My Favorites gets. You can even share your station with your favorite people. My Favorites Radio, only on iHeartRadio. #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio.
The Alan Cox Show is back.
Hi, we're back.
Ask Alexa. Ask Google Home. Hell, you can even ask Alan.
I could probably get you some information over here.
Whatever smart device you have, just tell it to play The Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
I got another $1,000 for you. A chance for you to not go fund yourself. We changed the name.
The buck ton of cash.
Buck ton of cash. I mean, you still can go fund yourself with it. $1,000 in about 8 minutes. 2:30 will be your next chance to win. And then we'll do 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30 Cavs tonight at 7:30 at the Garden to play the Knicks. Walt Frazier and the New York Knickerbockers tonight against your Cavaliers. Who do they really have? Who's the big Julius Randle?
Randle, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah, he was the #1, their first-round pick.
Okay.
He was 8th overall from Dayton.
Okay, you got a guy named Obi Toppin. You got to grab him. Just the name alone. You're like, I don't care what this kid plays like. We want an Obi Toppin. So that's tonight. 35192 in here if you want to text. I got a lot of feedback from people from our $1 Million Ideas segment yesterday on the show.
And investors.
What's that?
You need investors? Is that what you said?
I mean, they're good ideas.
For head lunch or which one? You had a handful of good ideas. Which one are you going to...
I mean, there was the bum blocker. There was, I got like a little tickle in my throat.
Get on it, Robin Hood people.
What else?
Snacksophone.
Snacksophone. That's probably the best idea.
That was the saxophone that doubles as a lunchbox.
Pancake earmuffs.
Yeah. Edible earmuffs.
Edible earmuffs. Hey, Mike. Hello.
Hey, Alan. How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Hey, so I wanted to tell Cody, with those antidepressants and stuff, at least for men, there's somewhat sexual side effects that can occur after your body gets used to taking that stuff.
That's why now is probably the best time to get on it, because you don't really have to worry about the sexual side effects right now.
True, but, I mean, like how I worded to my doctor, I could show up to the party, but I couldn't bring any gifts. And when I bring gifts, I'm happy.
I like the euphemisms people come up with. You just be like, hey, doc, it doesn't work. But, you give it a little bit of flourish,
Fix
and I like
it.
that. Yeah, it's,
Well, no one wants to touch my vagina.
Right. Don't some of them make you, like, severely constipated, too? Don't you have a real hard time taking a dump?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
That's more of like narcotics than anything.
I don't know.
Painkillers can make you really constipated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Poundcake, are you concerned? Thank you, Mike. Are you concerned about the state of your sex drive? Like I said, you're not actively using it right now, but it's still something you want to keep an eye on, right?
Well, I use it for maintenance, and I
right,
am
but
concerned.
you're not going to disappoint yourself. Is my point. I mean, you can't do that.
Well, you can. It can lower your libido to the point where you can't perform at all.
Right, but you're not disappointing yourself, is my point.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
He said I do myself. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to worry about
There's no expectations
telling
into
you
it.
if you don't do it, you don't do it.
Nah, I mean, it's a factor, but I'm
keep an
seeing
eye
how
on it.
this goes. Well, I mean, it's already happening, but...
It is?
Yeah, it's a side effect. She told me when I took it that the libido would lower.
So no squeaky time right now?
No.
Oh, that's got to bum you out. Although I will say, I bet you save a lot of time. Because the way that you've described your squeaky time in your room,
Alan.
Right. Well, I'm just saying because it requires so much setup and it sounds so labor intensive.
He's taking up the fiddle.
The rest of us are just doing like maintenance tugs to get him out of the way. He's lighting candles and he's locking the door and he's putting red tapestries over the lamps. He's laying down a yoga mat. The whole bit. I mean, you should do it however you want to do it. It just sounds like a lot of work.
I don't know. I already don't like this medication.
Why?
You got to give it at least a month.
Yeah, you got to. Oh, a month, really?
4 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks is what they tell you.
So you got to give it a month, and then you go. So then, how do you know if it's
you're
not
really committed,
doing?
you should give it 3. You should give your body a month to get used to the medication, and then at least a month to see how you feel on it after your body is used to it. This isn't a quick. The thing about antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication is they're not quick fixes. It's not like the minute you take this pill, you're going to feel better.
Right. Well, he knows
time.
that. I mean, they'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess my question is, after that month, then you go to your doctor and go, because there are 2 ways you could go. You go to the doctor and go, I don't feel any different. And they go, okay, let's change it up or let's do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go, I don't feel the way I thought I would. And then they just go, well, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, okay, well.
Well, that's why so many people either start and stop taking them, is because they think it's going to be like
a magic bullet.
Yes, that as soon as they get on this medication, their whole life is going to be fixed, and it's.
But a lot of people texted me in the break that are on what he's on and said they love it.
Yeah, it just takes a while for your body to get used to. That's all.
You're just a little sleepy today.
So one of these days, so like after a month, you'll probably wake up and go, "This is fantastic." Is that how it works?
Not like a light switch, but you'll start to feel normal and better, and yeah. Once the side effects of it, your body gets used to the drowsiness or whatever.
Right.
It's like same thing with switching birth control. It's going to mess up your whole body, and then people stop taking it, and then you get pregnant. You got to give it time. Got to give it time.
That's it. They tell the guys who were talking about vasectomies the other day, when Dr. Berglund would go, you can't raw dog your wife the day after a vasectomy.
Right.
You got to get, you still got some swimmers in the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that you blow them out first. And then
get a couple tests done, and then
there you go. Make sure that your mobility and your motility are down to 0. Hey, Adam.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. What's up, man?
Nothing. I had a quick anti-anxiety story. About 5 years ago, I started my new job, and needless to say, I was very anxious all the time. So my doctor prescribed me Ativan to take. And fast forward 2 months, it was working out great for me. They had a company Christmas party that I was a little bit nervous for, so I took 2 of them, and then kind of forgot I took them, took one more. So we get to the Christmas party, and a couple of my coworkers gave me a couple shots. No big deal, feeling good. So I grab a beer, and we're all sitting down at the table, and they're all talking. I go to take a sip of my beer. I close my eyes, and when I open them, I'm in bed the next day with no memory of anything that happened after that point.
Lights out.
So that's a plus.
No.
Not necessarily. No idea how I got home. No idea if I still had a job or anything that happened, anything like that. But
did you?
It's pretty scary. What's up?
Did you have a job?
Oh yeah, I did have a job, but it was kind of funny because I talked to my girlfriend at the time, and she said I could account for you the whole night. You were goofy and friendly. There was only about a 5-minute period where you were in the bathroom that I couldn't account for, so everything was good. Well, fast forward 2 years, my boss tells me he was in the bathroom when I went in there, and I was trying to high-five guys at the urinal, and I almost got in a fight with somebody.
Oh, no.
Fail, yeah, don't drink on Ativan.
Fight at the urinal is at the Agora this summer.
Hopefully.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, hopefully, right? I'm trying to get refunds, by the way, on these shows that I had tickets for last year, and they kick the can down the road to like the spring. And I go, okay, but what they do is, and if you have been holding on to tickets for a show, you know this, which a lot of people are in this boat, they go, well, we're not going to refund you because it's technically not canceled.
Right.
It's just I go, guys, this show is not going to happen in the spring, okay? We know this. Let's cut the crap. Give me my money back. Whatever. I mean, it's whatever. It's neither here nor there. But it's like
get a refund for anything though. Like
you can't. It's terms of service for a lot of these promoters is like if the show is postponed, you hang on to the tickets.
But don't people return tickets like I just don't want to go anymore, and then you could just want a refund? You didn't see the show.
I think they tell you. Depending on who the promoter is or whatever, I think they'll tell you can sell them on StubHub.
But there's no refund.
But we're not giving you a refund. Yeah. There's 2 or 3 shows that I was going to get refunds for that I had last year. One in Toronto, one here, one in Detroit. One of them, they're like, nope, show's still happening. I'm like, guys, you know this show's not going to happen. You've already postponed it once. You know it's not going to happen. They're like, well, if it gets canceled. But that's not going to happen either. If these bands want to tour, I get it. They'll just postpone it to the fall again. And they're just sitting with your money. The Toronto show is an outdoor show, late summer. So I thought, well, maybe that'll happen.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll happen. But I bet that won't either.
But will your passport work?
Huh?
Can Americans travel places again?
I have a feeling that at least that will happen. I think that travel to Canada is probably going to open up sometime this year.
Okay.
But now again,
Wouldn't that be a kick in the balls?
But you make a good point, though.
If the show is happening, but they're like, you're not allowed in.
Or the other way, like you can get in, but the show's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. Obviously, they want tourism to bloom again too. But yeah, it's just really weird because some of these companies, if you buy tickets through Eventbrite, for instance, there's no refunds. They're like, you got what you got. Sorry, you got what you got. But fortunately, a lot of those shows are like $8 a ticket, so it's not killing you. Okay, we got a lot. Let me give you this money first, and then we got a lot of feedback on the $1 million ideas yesterday. Some people had their own. Some people were critical of ours. Who cares, right? $1,000 for you, a buck ton of cash. A chance for you to grab $1,000 and put it in your pocket or whatever you want to do with it. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. It's a buck ton of cash. Time for your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword LOVE, L-O-V-E, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LOVE to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line. You can always leave a message there. It is 216-986-8903.
Alan, it's Gene. Just an idea on get rich quick discussion from yesterday. How about
By the way, just for posterity, it was not a get rich quick. None of these are going to make you rich quick.
No.
It was, here's $1 million idea.
Right.
Here's an idea.
It's a lot that goes into it.
A lot that goes into it.
Especially
R&D,
developing that bump
prototyping.
blocker. That's going to take a lot. That's not a get rich quick. It's just a nice idea.
The bum blocker is nothing that's going to happen overnight.
Hobo hydra, whatever you want to call it.
Sure, yeah. The vagrant visor,
yes.
Whatever it is.
How about a funeral home and auto body repair shop? Have your loved ones died in a car accident? We can bury them and repair the car for one low price. Bring the family down this weekend. We're having an embalming and oil change special. Take care, guys.
Okay, so there's one, right? I mean, if you had a full service funeral home / auto body. Now,
are they using the old oil to embalm the bodies?
I think that would be illegal. I think
Is
that
it?
would be against the mortician's code.
Oh, I didn't
whatever
know they
that
had
is.
one.
Yeah. Oh, of course they do. They're
licensed.
It's a biohazard laden business. You know what I mean? You got to be licensed to do that.
Don't kiss the dead people. Please don't put oil in their body.
I don't think don't kiss the dead people.
You don't think?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's part.
I thought that would be number one.
It's frowned on.
Frowned upon, not in the code,
sure,
though.
yes.
All right.
I think there's probably, and I have a couple of friends that I can think of off the top of my head who are morticians, and I should ask them. I imagine that they're scientifically based, these rules. They probably have rules against necrophilia. I mean, that's illegal to begin with. And frankly, by the time they get the body.
What about like necro-cuddling?
I think necro-cuddling is probably okay. Necro-snuggling?
Yeah, a little necro-snug.
If you work in the mortuary business and you've got any thoughts on necro-snuggling. Now, that's different than Necco-snuggling. When I was a kid, boy, they're not exactly...
some Neccos.
Oh, Necco wafers?
Yes, the white ones and the root beer ones.
Because I
I'd
grew
rather
up...
cuddle a corpse.
It's because I grew up Catholic. So you're like, oh, it's like communion, but tasty, right? You got that all in there working the whole time.
I loved those things.
Neccos... I like them too, and nothing will get you mocked faster than publicly saying that you enjoy Necco wafers.
Can you not find them anymore?
Oh, yeah, they're around.
Really?
Yeah, they
Yes,
are.
They're being marketed now as chalk.
It is chalk.
But
chalk you can eat.
But it's tasty chalk. I mean, it's
chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate!
There's chocolate ones. There's root beer ones.
Root beer ones were good.
The pink do taste like Pepto-Bismol, the minty ones. But the orange, the yellow, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Necco, frankly.
Yeah.
All these old-timey candies that people make fun of, they still make them, which means people are still buying them. No company is producing anything that doesn't get sold.
They made them, and they have to sell them.
That's the original batch?
Yes.
Like the McRibs.
That's why they're so hard. They were originally soft.
They're not hard, though. That's the thing. You know, if somebody goes,
they are a hard candy.
They're a wafer candy.
But they're not like break your teeth hard.
No, it's not like a Jolly Rancher.
They turn to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
So,
like that?
like, we made the
No,
first
they're
Necco
terrible.
wafers in 1921. We made 4 million packs of them. And to this day, when we take our inventory, we still have 500,000 packs out there. So they are from the original batch. The batch was numbered 000001. And they're still out there today. You find a Necco wafer, you find one with a... And not a lot of people know about this, by the way, but there's a secret flavor of Necco. The color is brownish purple. And it's a mystery flavor. And if you find it, let us know. That's it.
Necco wafers are the antidepressant of candy.
What,
Where
it
it's just like,
takes you 6 weeks to pass it?
well, just like, you're like, I guess it's candy, but I'm not that excited about it.
I feel neither excited nor crestfallen at these candies. No one's ever been, I will say, no one's ever been given Neccos as a gift and said, oh, great.
My favorite.
Thanks, my favorite. But if I see them traditionally as an impulse buy at like the checkout line, I'll go, yes. Because
gas stations. That's where I feel like I've always gotten them.
I haven't
I
ever seen
haven't
them.
gone into a gas station in a million years.
I don't think
so.
I've ever purchased them. They've always just been like put in some sort of candy basket that I had, whether I got them trick-or-treating or some Easter thing, but I never sought those out.
We went to the Dairy Mart by my house, and we would get
Yeah, that
Necco
sounds like
wafers.
kind of it, yeah. Like, they still make gum that I'm a big gum guy.
Tea tree? What was it called?
Yes,
Is that-
tea-berry
Tea-berry.
and blackjack.
My dad loved tea-berry gum.
They
yes.
still make these gums that our parents chewed as kids.
Right.
I've gotten my mom boxes of tea-berry
Yes.
before because they still make it.
I remember he would give me, I'm like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
what is it? It doesn't freshen your breath.
No.
What is the point
Tea-berry's
of
like,
this?
and I think they were trying to tell you that like tea-berry was an actual berry, which I don't know, whatever. But it tastes like a cinnamony cherry. And blackjack was just black licorice gum.
So gross.
You want to talk about a Depression-era candy or snack. Black licorice gum. The kids all love it.
That's how you
Like,
know.
they don't make that anymore. Nobody's making bubblicious black licorice.
That's how you know when things are real bad, is when black licorice is an acceptable candy
Ugh.
again. Where people are like, I guess this is the candy we got now because we're in a depression.
Forget stimulus checks. Forget what's going on with GameStop. Forget the coronavirus. Your true indicator of how bad things are is the resurgence of black licorice flavored snacks. You know how they use
Mike and Ike's never went anywhere. Or not Mike and Ike's, Good and Plenty's.
but those are hidden.
They got the candy shell.
See, you know, they talk about the Waffle House Index, where are the Waffle Houses still open? Then the tornado wasn't that bad. It's an actual thing that the Meteorological Service uses called the Waffle House Index, because Waffle Houses are always open, the Waffle House chain. So how bad is the weather? Well, the Waffle House is still open, so probably not that bad, right? Tornado Alley, they would use this. I'm telling you, black licorice popularity should be some kind of index for what kind of shape the economy is in.
I don't know that it'll ever come back.
Part of it never
can't.
went away.
It can't come back. Never went away. There's been too much
Development.
too many
Yeah.
better candies.
And yet, Neccos are still around.
But those aren't black licorice
They-
flavored.
no, I'm just saying that, like, candies, some candies are still around. Like, they haven't been supplanted by newer ones just because they're newer. If people still like them, people still eat them.
I guess people still drink Jaeger, and that's...
I love Jaeger.
Oh.
See, that's the thing, is like, I don't like black licorice, but I dig Jaeger, and I
Malort?
like, well, Malort tastes like a garbage fire. I mean, that doesn't taste, But, like, what's the other black licorice?
Fernet.
No. Not
Fernet is black licorice plus mint. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not saying you're not. It's not the one I'm thinking of. It's not ouzo. What's the Greek?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of what it is, but I like that too.
Oh.
It's not Greek, is it? Does it start with a K? What is that?
Somebody will tell me.
It's an old man shot for sure.
It probably is. When I first started drinking in my mid-20s, somebody goes, Sambuca.
Sambuca.
Yeah, somebody goes, take a shot of this. And so I was drinking like, you're drinking.
Sambuca.
Yeah.
Blech.
Sambuca and Red Bull or whatever.
So gross. There was a regular one.
Sambuca bombs!
There was a regular, one of the bars that I worked at where we kept Sambuca. He was the only person who drank it. And we kept it in the freezer for him. And he would come in and drink probably close to a half a bottle every time he was in. But he would that's just what he did. He held his own. He was never falling out of his chair drunk.
Yeah.
He would just sip his little frozen Sambuca shots. Oh,
Sambuca is technically anise flavored, which I think is a cousin of licorice, but they're in the same family, you know what I mean? That's another old-timey thing. My grandma would make anise cookies, and I was like, wow, that is an old-timey thing, too.
Or the, what are those Italian cookies? Oh, my gosh. I can't believe it. Petzels?
Oh, yeah. They look like doilies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are black licorice flavored, kind of, or anise flavored.
Okay. And it is
that the
anise,
name
yes?
of it?
Not anise? Is it anise?
Anise.
Anise?
I don't know what it is.
Anise?
I don't want to eat any
These
of it.
anise-flavored cookies are delicious, Grandma.
Pizzelles.
I
can't believe that I didn't say that. Yeah, those things are good.
Got a break. If you're still on hold, I will get you on the way back. If you want to text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch live there. Latest Poundcake is up there for you, too, if you want to dig into that. And we'll be back after the...
The Alan Cox Show.
216-578-1007. To join us live, 800-348-1007. 35192. Send me a text. Cavaliers play tonight in New York against the Knicks. That's a 7:30 tip-off, so 7 o'clock here on WMMS tonight is when your pregame coverage is going to begin. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how you doing, Alan?
What's going on, Steve? Thank you, sir.
Hey, I was just getting here from the bank, and I heard you talking about the $1 million ideas, and I wanted to share mine.
Yeah.
Get your feedback.
Yeah. A feed bag. Listen, I think that horses could benefit really, really. Okay, go ahead.
Human feedback.
Oh, I like that. Okay. They've got those, right, where it holds popcorn and they just dip your head in with your tongue. Have you seen those?
You just hide snacks in your mask.
Yeah. It's a hoodie with a huge, like, scoop cowl, so you put popcorn in it, I think.
And then you just...
I guess, or maybe having it in a bucket next to you was too far to move your hand. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, so anyways, I've invented a mailbox, and we pretty much took your video door ring bell, we put it in your mailbox, and then we developed an app so that when the shipper comes to your house, they push the doorbell on this box. It calls you, you see them, and you can remotely open, unlock, close, and relock this box to secure your packages so they can't be stolen, and they can be delivered the first time securely without having to come back. We call it the doorman. What do you think?
I mean, I like it, except Amazon is trying to get people on board with this thing that will let you remotely. First, you have to put in, like, for people that have Bluetooth locks on their doors, Amazon's got this program they're trying to get people to get on board with, where the guy's at your house and you unlock your door or your garage door so the guy can put the package in and then you shut it. I'm like, who the hell is going to let somebody in their house for even a second? That's contingent on the guy leaving your house after you unlock the door for him remotely. Nobody needs... Who needs their package that you're that worried about people stealing it off your... I like your idea because you can lock the box. It's better than getting somebody inside your house.
Absolutely. That was what our research showed us. And we actually have a fully issued utility patent on it, and we're getting ready to make these.
So, Steve, this isn't just like a brainstorm. You're kind of at the prototype level of this. You've already done your R, and now you're doing your D?
Yes, we should have prototypes for sale at the end of this year.
Now, what will these run me on the consumer market?
About maybe $400 estimated retail price and $5.99 a month for all the service fees.
And this is
able to remotely access it.
This is a mailbox. This is something you could attach to your house or to a post.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to show you a video. It actually is on YouTube.
Well, send me the link, will you?
I absolutely will.
All right. Good luck, Steve.
Kind of not what we're doing, though.
So much.
Thank you. See, Steve's got an idea. He's an idea man. It's no saxophone lunchbox. It's no snacksophone.
Missing the mark, if you're asking me. I mean,
but it's something.
Doesn't even have any integration of food or
sex,
bum stopping, or anything like that.
Well, what you've got to do is find something that can help you block bums and feed you at the same time. That's if you really don't like the homeless.
Bum buffet.
There
blocker.
You go. Right. Something that, although that would defeat the purpose of making them angry because you want them to see you eating.
No, I don't want. I just.
You don't make any.
I don't
eye
even
contact
mind helping
whatsoever.
them. I just don't want to have to deal with them.
You don't like that uncomfortable eye contact.
Right.
See, I like that. What I do, and again, I'm a sucker. So if I'm close enough to a guy at an off-ramp, I will give him money. But if I'm not close enough, it is still a little awkward when he does that walk down the line of cars if it's a long red. So my thought is, what I like to do, I roll my window down, and then I maintain nothing but eye contact with him as he walks by. So he's waiting for me to say something, but I never do.
You want to know the real power move? Do it out of your sunroof. Pop that head up like a little lemur and keep eye contact all the way. And then when he walks past, go, hey! And then he comes back.
That sounds dangerous. That light turns green. I gotta down periscope into my car and then take off.
Well, you're not committed then, are you?
I gotta put the car in park,
Yes.
stand up through my
Yes.
sunroof like I'm a senior on prom night,
Yes.
and then eyeball this guy.
Commit to the bit, Alan.
Oh, it does give
big
me
or
an
go
idea
home.
for a car that you drive standing up. I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
The 2021 Periscope sedan is drive standing up. Could you imagine you're like driving a car like,
But how do you,
what's
but
up?
the question is, how do you
I
work
love
the
this.
pedals?
Huh?
Is it just like you go on your tippy toes to stop or
Yeah,
or
you
the
sit-
gas?
so you-
You can do
Like,
it.
You
or are they
sta-
still at an angle?
No. So you're driving and you can adjust the thing. Your heels are on these two platforms, and then you move your feet down, almost like
I
drum
say-
pedals.
Okay.
And
Drum
then you-
pedals or like
Dude, everyone's
put 'em
calves
at
are
the
going to be
knees.
jacked.
Put the pedals at the knees, and then you kneel into them.
So you got to lean, though. But what if people have bad knees?
No, here's what you do.
Then they can't drive my car.
Here's what you do. It's like an elliptical trainer.
Easiest thing.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
shift your weight based on how. So you shift over to the left side. So like you're also getting a little cardio in when you want to drive. You shift over to the right when
to
you want to brake.
But how do you go faster?
And
You
better
lean
not
forward.
be listening to
Leaning
music. 'cause
forward.
you're-
You lean
So
forward,
left lean forward
Something.
is accelerate.
or you accelerate from the wheel.
There's also
So you don't.
You just lean the wheel?
No.
in the wheel, or
There's a button.
There's buttons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like how you turn up your radio
Yeah.
on the wheel.
You accelerate.
Accelerate from the wheel.
Like
Left
a
lean,
video game
Right lean.
controller.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to fish where the fish are. So if this is how people
Okay,
are.
how does this change? I almost said body bags. Airbags. Now you need a full body airbag.
The
You
airbag-
can't just have one.
No.
You need your legs to be protected.
Here's the genius. The airbag stays in the exact same traditional place. So if you get into a crash, your nuts
Just
get the
into
full
your
brunt of
stomach.
the. Yeah, that's right. So even if you survive the crash, you'll probably die from organ failure.
Yes, internal
from the impact,
damage.
yes, of the. I like this. A car that you drive standing up. Man, I like
Yes.
this. It's not going to be comfy or.
No.
It's going to have to be strangely
So
roomy.
tall.
So tall. Like that Nissan Cube, except like
Way
double
taller.
decker. It'll be like a double decker bus.
Now hold on. Does it come in different heights? Is there like a small option
It's got an
for
adjustable
like
roof.
4
Nah,
feet
it's just a
tall?
sunroof. You just stick up out of it.
I don't know.
It's got an adjustable roof.
It'd be easy to parallel park though.
Yeah.
Tall
The
and
2022 Giraffe luxury vehicle.
It'd be all those stand-up tow motors.
Are you tired of resting comfortably while you're driving your car?
Let's stay more alert. It'll keep people from texting and driving. That's
It's
a good
true.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was thinking about like Teslas, where like have you seen the movie iRobot?
Unfortunately.
Hey,
I think we're going more in that direction where cars will just drive themselves and you can just like nap. Because think about all the parents who could be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna program your school into the car and you can take yourself to school, and the car drives back after it drops off.
like
the
it
kid.
doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah. It's just remote control, or you could just record your kid inside of the car or whatever. I think that's the route that we're going.
Stephen Canton just suggests motorcycle handlebars in your stand-up car, so you
There
get
you
brake
go.
and gas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, just
That
do
makes
it that
more.
way.
That makes sense.
So it's like
Now
you're
we're getting
it's
somewhere.
like you're riding a scooter, but you're
But it's a
ensconced
car.
in
It's
a
a car,
car
yeah.
body.
And people won't be sitting as much. We sit too much as a culture already.
That's right.
So
You're
we
going to
stand
sit
more.
at work,
Yeah.
stand in traffic. Yeah.
Are you a proud American and stand up for what you believe in?
If you don't
Chevy.
stand for something,
You'll
you'll
fall
fall
for
for anything. Don't fall for not getting yourself a giraffe sedan or whatever they're called.
We need a good name for it though. It's a standing car. You stand in it. I'm trying.
I mean, what
I'm trying to
are
follow.
existing car names that we could? I drive a Ford Fusion. There's
Kia Spectra,
Kia.
an Elantra.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to have a funny
Denote
name.
that
A long
it's standing up. You can just call it
Yeah,
whatever
no,
you want.
That's
Yeah.
the whole point. What are you going to call it? You're just going to ignore the fact that this is a standing car?
No, you're not ignoring it, but we don't call all our cars sitting cars.
Well, because there's never been anything else.
Right, but you don't have to call it the standing car.
Let me ask you this.
They call electric cars because it's not a gas car.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we need to acknowledge
the
that
motor.
it's different. We need to acknowledge that it's different.
We're talking about the cabin. The cabin.
That'd be
Yes.
the name of the car, not a gas car. Instead of Madagascar.
Not a gas car.
Not a gas car. That's pretty good. Now,
Probably like something CrossFit related or something that's like stand and go. I don't know.
It's
I don't know
called
about
the
name.
2025 You Don't Care About Form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously any technological breakthrough, people immediately have pornographic questions about it. So the question I'm getting from people is, would the stand-up car make road lettuce easier or harder?
Easier.
Yeah.
Would it?
If depending on how you design the inside of the car, there could be room for someone to kneel and perform.
Okay.
So perhaps.
Alan, stand-up cars, they're not hoverboards and Segways. You're completely exposed to the elements there. We're not talking about a scooter. You're still in a car shell. You're in a car body. You're protected by that body. You're just not sitting down. You're standing up.
Yeah, you're in the cabin of the car.
Yeah.
You have it has all the safety features.
Right.
You just stand. And it'd probably be a good idea to have the option in case you do want to sit down. But primarily, you have a standing car.
Mike in Parma suggests the Verticar.
Verticar, there you go.
The Ford Erect.
My sister just texted me Honda Erectus.
Hey, don't be giving anybody a head start. This isn't a Honda or a Ford yet. This is just our idea, and they can come to us with offers.
The Honda Upright.
There you go.
Alan, my old man, was literally a milkman back in the day. They drove stand-up trucks. This is not a new thing. That's right, but we're taking, listen, everything old is new again. There are very few new things, right? So you take that stand-up truck technology. You know, there are garbage men. Does your boyfriend stand up when he picks up garbage? Okay, I know there used to be garbage trucks that they would stand, or like a UPS truck
He
and
doesn't
things like.
stand on the back of the truck anymore.
No, he has the little dumper arm.
Oh my gosh,
Haven't you heard my complaints about the garbage? Because they're all automated now, so if it drops something, they don't pick it up.
Well, I didn't know if that was.
That's my primary complaint. They're not in the back anymore. That's not everywhere.
I was good at different cities.
Yeah, there are cities where the garbage men are still on the truck, but where I live, and where a lot of people live, it's that automated, and I get why they did it, I mean, whatever, but if these things drop bags out of your thing into the street, they don't get out of the truck and get them. They move on to the next house.
No, your guy doesn't do that. Not all people.
I've had plenty of people tell me, oh my God, you're speaking my language here, that it happens on my street. It hasn't happened to me for a while. Maybe my garbage company heard me complaining about it. But whatever. However I have to get satisfaction, I'll get it. I pay my garbage bill. I'm not paying to go chase my garbage down the street every Tuesday morning. A stand-up car, since when do we care about a car's morals? Call it the ovation because you stand for it.
Oh, that is a very good
The
one.
govation.
Govation.
Yeah. Anywho, a lot of good ideas. Hey, Lincoln.
There isn't any last year either.
Lincoln.
I was here in the summer. I was here in the winter of 73.
Okay.
He was there in the winter of 73,
He
Alan.
was there, yeah. Hey, Dawn.
Oh, hey guys, let me take. Well, hi.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
And you know which Dawn this is?
Probably. I'll. Okay.
Okay, I've been with you since you first started.
Dawn from our bar crawls.
Oh yeah, and everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Hi, Dawn.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to, I know it's late, but Happy New Year. Hopefully it's better than last year.
Hopefully.
But one thing, the minute you guys mentioned, okay, licorice, other than I hate black licorice, the alcohol you're thinking about is ouzo.
Ouzo, yes.
Ouzo, it's number one, horrible. And when my ex-husband, him and his buddies were playing rugby, they would do ouzo and blackberry brandy.
Ew.
And it was horrible.
That's a real man's combination, though.
Oh, horrible. But I just, the minute you guys said that, I go, no, it's not Sambuca. Ouzo. And yeah, it's like, the word.
Yeah, I couldn't recall. I couldn't recall unequivocally if ouzo is licorice flavored.
You
or
rely
not.
on the people that are out here.
That's right. All the drunks out in the audience. I need them to get me
Thanks
hip to
a
what's
lot.
going on. Yeah, right.
But no, I also just wanted to, I don't want to say this at first, but Mary, I just want to give you my deepest condolences.
Thank you.
And just tell you that I understand how it is like to grieve with a effed up frigging family. And I have a brother just like yours.
Hey!
Exactly. My mother's anniversary was 4 years on January 27 that she passed away. And I just want to tell you that it's rough when you have to do it without your family support.
No chance the two of you could actually be sisters. This couldn't be
Maybe.
the same brother, could it?
Could be.
Okay.
But you know what? Tell you this, hers is just a little more effed up than mine. We had no fights because I got the power of my mother, who was a wonderful person. And I said, okay, I got to do what's right by her.
Right.
And, I did that. So you do what's right by your dad, and then that's a good thing.
Thank you.
You just do what
Okay,
you can
you
do,
guys
right,
all-
Don?
Yeah,
Right.
you can. And I had a little conversation with Poundcake earlier, too. And hang in there, Poundcake. And, I hope to see you guys this year.
We'd love to see all of you, too, yes. We would like to be
know.
out there when we can
Yeah.
all be safe and have fun and all that, so.
I know it.
Yeah.
We miss it. Like I said, I was there since, I said, you were even here just for a few months because you started in December. I think it was April of that next year that you had your first bar crawl.
Something like that, yes.
And,
we got off the ground quickly, yes.
But everybody take care and just, hey, Bill.
Hi.
Hey, Bill.
All right, thank
No,
you,
I
Don.
do. No. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, there you go. Lincoln, hello. Hello, Lincoln. Round 2. Pontiac Bonerville, Phil says. SUV, stand-up vehicle.
Hey.
Hey, is this Lincoln?
Yes.
Hi, Lincoln.
Yes. As in, Mr. President.
What can I do for you? I had a childhood friend named Lincoln Bruner. He was the first Mormon that I ever met. He lived in my neighborhood for a few years, and he had a couple of sisters, and they were a real buttoned-up family, but they could not have been nicer. And I don't know what he's doing now, but I thought it was so. I had never met a kid named Lincoln, and I had never met a real live Mormon until I was
a lot of
probably...
people mistake me for Mormon with my beard.
They mistake you for... I don't know that... I think you're thinking of Amish. I don't know that the Mormons are known
Mormons
for their
are
beards.
very anti-beard,
Clean
actually.
cut, right?
Yeah.
You want to have a clean appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look like
We
you're
came
not...
from
You're,
the other Mormon sect.
you want to look like you're not hiding your
Okay.
tithes in your beard. What's up, Lincoln?
We're old time. We
Right.
were the old time. We wore top hats. I still do. But everybody thought I was assassinated. But
Do they think that you're maybe Slash from Guns N' Roses by any chance?
not with my beard.
Right. Okay. What's up, Lincoln?
I don't have the moves, and I don't know how to play guitar.
Right.
Yet.
Yet. You got a lot of time. Okay. What's up, Lincoln?
I saw something very unusual the other night, and I know your name isn't Emil Kaku or Art Bell or something, but I'm driving on the freeway about 3 a.m, and I look up there in the like, oh, what the F is that? Why is the light flight out here at 3 a.m? And why do they have such a bright light? And then I think I'm going to go up there and I'm going to drive up. It's Harper Road off of 422 over in Orange. I'm going to drive up there and see what it is. So I get off the freeway and I start driving up there and it starts moving away. And it's not going like supersonic fast or straight up in the air, but it's moving. And I okay, I guess I have to get back on 422 and start heading west. And I thought, oh, it'll probably start going towards Cleveland Clinic or something downtown. But it doesn't. It starts heading more out towards the airport. And, NASA is out there.
Starting to understand why this thing was moving away from you, Lincoln.
It wasn't moving away from me. It doesn't know I'm there. It's just.
How do you know what it knows? You don't know what? What do you know what it knows?
Well, why would they care?
That's not the question. The question is, so at this point, you still think it's a helicopter?
I said to myself, oh, F no. I don't want to see any kind of alien or unidentified. I'm not that. I don't buy that. I still don't buy it.
Were you concerned about a potential rectal probe?
Well, why did you mention that?
Because you just said, no, I don't want to be in the presence of any UFO. Well, I thought perhaps that was your primary concern.
Well, you said that they were moving away from me.
No, you said they were moving away from you.
Well, apparently I don't have the kind of probe they wanted to probe. And
So how does the story end, Lincoln?
Well, there is no ending.
I can tell.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of story. All right, well then I've
real cliffhanger, huh?
Got to play you off, Lincoln. I appreciate the call, but I was really hoping that there would have been an end to the helicopter or UFO story, but gee, as so many things of an extraterrestrial nature, we're left with more questions than answers. Maybe they thought he was President Abraham Lincoln because of his top hat.
Free
and his beard and his, from the sounds of the call, massive head wound. I'm going to take a break. Another chance for you to grab some money. A little over an hour, 4:30 is going to be your next buck ton of cash. I'll have 3 more chances for you to grab one of those keywords and hopefully win that $1,000. 35192 if you want to text in the break, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free.
216-578-1007 to join us on the phone, 800-348-1007, 35192. Want to send me a text, AlanCoxShow.com. Want to watch the show there live? Thank you to Oliver Bundahoon, who's back there in the video department today. Appreciate your assistance. The Weekend Cox is going to be Sunday morning, every Sunday morning, 8 until 10. You get 2 hours of the best stuff from the week. We will also premiere the Weekend Cox podcast on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcast. That will drop Sunday morning at 10 a.m., correct?
Correct.
The Week in Cox now in podcast form. So if you are not up at 8 a.m., like Bill and Poundcake are,
before 8 a.m.
Before 8 a.m., just to prepare everything. Right. Now, the podcast, though, will that still have your banter or no?
No banter.
Just be the segments from the Week in Cox.
I don't want to work that hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it would require a little bit more work, and I'm not willing to do it.
Nor should you. So if you want to get the Week in Cox in podcast form, that will drop this Sunday morning at 10 a.m., wherever you get those. We have a lot of bureau chiefs in the Las Vegas metropolitan area. That's Clark County. We have a couple of Christinas. We have a Travis. We have a Tyler. And I was reading about a guy in Laughlin, Nevada, which is about 90 minutes south of Vegas, who got busted. He was working at a hotel, and he was taking guests' items and then holding them for ransom by demanding nude photos, which always works. They're looking for any more victims who might have had their items stolen by Trevor Savak, who is 20 years old, and he stole things from people and clothing items from hotel guests.
What type of nude do you think you're going to get when you do something like that?
You don't know what these people look like.
But still, like, even if they are hot, I imagine he probably peeped them out beforehand. But imagine the nude you're going to get. It's just someone naked and they're just kind of like, can I have my stuff back, please? Like, just got their hands sticking out.
Or you get the wrong guy. You stole from the wrong guy, and he's like, "Ask and you shall receive." Like, blowing
I don't think
you have to steal my stuff.
Right.
Love Brett Favre. Several girls who were staying at the hotel casino found a note in one of their bags that said, "Text me if you want your panties back," and had a hand-drawn picture of a heart on the note. Yeah, no one's going to text you for your underwear. 6 pair of underwear and a pair of AirPods were missing.
Now, the AirPods are expensive.
You're going to want those.
You need those back.
How about you lead with text me if you want your AirPods back?
Also
I would really like those back.
Yeah, after you done touch my panties, I don't want them back.
So one of the girls hits him up. Then he initially denied stealing the underwear, but he then told her that he would return it if he received nude photos. So the girls call hotel security, and they were quickly able to identify the guy. Again, we've got a nation of dolts now. So you've got the guy who racked up $1 million in credit fraud charges at the Kroger in 2 days.
Yeah. I love that guy so much.
Yeah.
I was out, but I was listening in on YouTube when I was like at home cleaning and stuff like that, and I was listening in for that segment, and I was like, "Get out of here!" Like, returns to a gas station.
Even the cops were like, "This guy was not gonna."
This $80,000 return seems a little suspicious.
Investigators believe, as of right now, that Mr. Brown used the money that he stole to buy cars, clothing, shoes, and guns. The amount of money that Mr. Brown took was just excessive in this particular case, and obviously drew a large amount of attention to himself almost immediately. So it wasn't the crime of the century by any means as far as being able to get away with it.
I'm going to save this clip because he only refers to the guy as Mr. Brown, and at some point Cody's going to get himself into trouble, and I'm going to be able to use that exact same clip.
I sure hope so.
Do you have any intentions down the road? Actually, don't say it out loud because I don't want you to incriminate yourself.
I want to be surprised.
I do too. Right. Wherever he is, I want to read about it. Go, hey, I used to work with that guy. He stole $1 million and then had it in a briefcase, crossed a train track, and then the train hit him.
Oh.
He was only 35 years old.
He was laying out on a beach.
Just as the Ouija board predicted. He was on a beach.
A semi-truck.
Semi-truck.
Runaway semi.
Man, he saw that coming, or he didn't see it coming. But I mean, figuratively, he mentioned it years ago that he was concerned about that. That was the last we heard from him.
Craziest thing, it was a stand-up driving semi-truck.
Yeah.
Brand new technology.
Brand new.
He helped develop.
So their security officer read the guy his Miranda rights, and he said, well, I took the AirPods, but I didn't take the underwear. Why would you deny taking the underwear but admitting
You don't want
stealing
people
the
to think
AirPods?
you're a creep. Yeah.
But you're going to be on the hook for whatever.
Right. Well, he's not a smart guy.
Again, yeah, not a brainiac, but... And the mugshots of these people, I mean, they look positively demented. These aren't even like normal looking. His eyes are like running away from each other, and man.
Those are the people who steal things for nudes.
Yeah.
Normal functioning members of society don't do things like this.
But you can go online. We are awash in
That's
naked
not
bodies.
the
They
same.
want them in their phone.
Well, they want them.
You can have
from
them on
someone
your
they saw
phone.
in real life. He wanted. He looked at the women that were checking in the hotel and said, "I'm going to steal her underwear. I'm going to do weird things to it, but I also want to see her naked." And so he's probably also like set up cameras and stuff too. I'm guessing this guy's done some gross things.
Yeah, maybe. They didn't find any evidence of that, but they basically said they're looking for anyone else who might have had that happen to them. And there might be additional victims. So if you are one of our bureau chiefs in the Vegas, Laughlin, Nevada area, and if you, they didn't even mention the name of the hotel. What?
I just looked up, and it looks like one of the eyes is moving towards the center of his face, and then
Ew.
he just got,
geez.
he's
He's only 20?
Mm-hmm.
He's lived a hard life.
With that face, he
That's
has.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a weathered 20.
Yep.
Money or nudes? I love that's what they go with. Money or nudes, but nudes are preferred.
Yeah, money or nudes.
AirPods are like $250, aren't they?
I don't know if they're that expensive anymore. Maybe the new version of them, the most recent generation. But I mean, I think you can get OG AirPods that work fine for like $99.
They got the AirPod Pro where it's like the first over-the-ear AirPods, and they're like $400.
But why does that make it better to have this dangly thing over your ears? Like
No, they're like this, like our studio headphones.
Over the ears.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I see.
Beats by Dre.
I
but
see.
I didn't
no
know that.
cord.
Well,
Yeah.
for a long time, I used to have to wear those when earbuds were new. They wouldn't stay in my ear, so I had to wear the ones with the hooks over the ears. And I was just like, oh God, come on.
I've never found a pair of earbuds that I like.
All of a sudden,
same.
mine fit fine now.
I've bought probably 4 different types of like wireless earbuds, but I have really small ears, and I even bought JBL made like a really tight, like they're made for people with small ears, and as soon as I put them in, I'd take like 2 steps into the gym and they'd fall out. I'm like, I'm done with this.
The trick is if you have the money to get custom earpieces, like on-stage ear monitors,
yeah,
you know,
there you go.
You can get earbuds that are like molded to your ear.
That's what I need.
Not cheap, obviously, because you're having them custom
Not
made. But that's the way to
moldy.
go.
Listen, that's just cheese. I don't need my earbuds moldy.
All you need to do, what you should have done, is rather than dump that cheese, you should have taken clumps of it, formed it around your earbuds, and then put them in your ears.
It would stick.
Yeah, so that they would.
It smells so bad. Gross.
But it sounds great.
Ew.
That's right. Best sound you ever had, but it smells.
No.
All right.
You would put mold into your body for that?
No, I'm not that much of like a headphone guy.
Yeah.
You get mold-canceling earphones is what you're going to want.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Woody.
Alan.
What's up?
How's your day, brother?
Good.
Yeah, it's a glorious Friday. I want to wish you guys all a happy weekend.
Thank you.
I was just talking to Poundcake, and I want to do a PSA because I almost threw away my economic impact money.
You mean you got your stimulus check? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, like I was telling Poundcake, you know, I'm an old school guy because I'm an old fart, and I've always got my income tax refund check, through the mail with an actual piece of paper check, right? And the last stimulus check that we received back last year, in the middle of last summer or whatever it was, I received a check, and you know, I receive all this stuff in the mail that, you know, like credit card applications and.
You thought it was junk mail,
nonsense.
is what you're saying.
Yeah, junk mail. So I'm looking through my mail today, and I see this thing that looks almost fake, you know, with a card about this and that and contact us. So I received a debit card from my stimulus check, I guess, that says activate your card. It encloses your economic impact payment card, and I almost threw this thing away because I didn't look at it closely at first. And
how do you know that they're not fake is my question. Is there a watermark on these? I mean, how are people determining? Because I'm sure, listen, when there's this kind of money floating around, there's always scammers. So there have to be people who figured out we can send out scam debit cards to people. And people with
That's my concern. I haven't activated it yet, but it looked like just another credit card application, some sort of BS thing. I'm like, is this actually my stimulus check that is coming from the government, the $600 or whatever I'm supposed to get?
Actually, Woody, that was a scam thing. Send it to me, and I'll take care of it. I'll make sure it gets destroyed.
Bill will dispose of it properly, Woody.
Should I give you my mother's maiden name?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
I'll put you on hold. Just send Bill your date of birth, your social security number, and he will make sure that
you grew up on.
He's not a paperwork guy, so send it to him in digital form. And
yeah, but what I'm saying is, the last check I received was actual paper check because I'm an old fart. But I almost threw this thing away, thinking that it was just one more credit card application or one more scam through the mail, and I could have very easily thrown this thing out without even looking.
See, that's why I open. My mail is comprised of 98% junk mail, but I open all of it because I never know.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. I open all my mail. All it takes is a half of a second to look in there. Nothing, tear it up, whatever. But
I'm not great.
Thank you, Woody. Spend that money wisely.
I'm not great with keeping up on mail. Like, I'll go a whole week without checking my mailbox just because it's never anything I need. It's always bills. And, or like he said, the credit card applications. And then last week when I was off, I had realized I hadn't checked it in like 2 weeks. And I was kind of doing the same thing where I was opening every single thing but not really paying attention. And there was like a summons to appear in court for the lady who lived before me. And it was like this big, long thing. And I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't be reading this. But then I like had to because I was like, she's not going to get it. The date was past due. Like, so she had already missed her court date. But I was like, oh my God, what did she do?
I always think that's on them for not forwarding their mail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember I used to love getting mail for the people who lived in a place before me. Be like, hey, we've put a lien on your car because you haven't paid your lease in 3 months. I'm like, boy, they really need this.
Yeah.
Their car's going to get repoed. I mean, listen, if you're that in the weeds on your car, you know.
Yeah, you're
right.
You know. But you're looking around corners for the tow truck guy. But I'm like, this should have been something you should have. But you never gave them your clearly you didn't want them to know where you lived.
Right. Otherwise, you would have forwarded it.
Yeah.
But she was battling some kind of a lawsuit against another person. So I don't know, domestic or what.
I like how one of those hedge fund guys, though, was bitching and moaning that he was blaming the stimulus checks on why this whole GameStop thing happened. He's blaming, like, people have money and, and
they're attacking the rich.
Yeah, right. So his thing is like people were bored because of the pandemic and they had FOMO, so they're targeting rich people.
Now, I was reading more about that last night, and there was a guy that was paying a lot of attention to what was going on, and he basically saw what was happening with GameStop and was able to make a pretty strong prediction that it was going to be okay. And so, like, there's a lot that goes into it, and it is so complicated, but if you know that world, you can make so much.
Well, that's the thing. The first dude on Reddit, the main guy, he made $20 million.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, why were people not doing this before? There are plenty of people who know how the financial system works. Why weren't they doing this? And how short selling works? And
but it's
why
also,
weren't they doing this before? Why was this the first guy?
It's such a rare thing for this to be, like, everything had to fall in place, where GameStop was being short sold, but it was actually financially viable and was going to be okay on its own. And so that usually when they are short selling a company,
it's going out of business.
It's going out of business.
Oh,
and that
GameStop is not. I thought GameStop was going out of business.
I thought they said they were closing them.
Well, brick and mortar, but I thought the company. I
right,
get why they close your stores.
The company overall was still financially viable. Like, they weren't going to shut down the GameStop corporation.
Because any of this, what I was reading was that none of this nonsense, this back and forth, is really benefiting GameStop at all. It's just the guy's making money. But anyway, this Leon Cooperman, this old hedge fund guy, was whining that, because now these guys are like, well, we need Congress to step in, right?
No.
I think that would be socialism, sir. And you guys aren't into socialism.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home, getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. And, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
We got to work together and pull together so we can keep making money. And you guys, this pay your fair share of rich people taxes, that's a crazy notion. It's ridiculous. Yeah, these guys love corporate socialism, by the way. If you and I lose money, like, should take better care of your money. Yeah. But like if it's government bank bailouts, these guys love that stuff. But when we need money so like your family doesn't starve, they go nuts. So he wasn't the only one that was like whining about whatever. But yeah, I wasn't sure why this dude was the OG Reddit guy. What he already had a channel.
I read this whole thing about it. I don't always do the best job of explaining it, but it seems like this guy saw what was going on with GameStop and saw enough that it was going to be okay and that you could make this kind of risk and it was going to work. And that's why you can't do it all the time, though, because it's not always like this.
Yeah, I thought it was just as simple as people shorting a stock and then other guys trying to screw with the hedge fund guys. But yeah, Keith Gill, who was like the main dude, and he's a guy in his mid-30s, a married guy. He's got a couple of kids, and he's been running a YouTube channel for a while on what's going on in Wall Street. He made $20 million. He put $53,000 into GameStop June 2019 when the shares were $5 a share. And everybody thought he was crazy because whatever. But he sat on it. And then I guess when he saw this opportunity, he made $20 million. The trick is to get out at the right time, too.
Yeah. And then he got that capital gains tax, so he's only really getting like $10 million.
Oh, wow.
This guy's living in like a Boston suburb with his wife and his kids. Now he's only got $10 million. How is he going to do? What's he going to do with all that? How could he possibly live? I guess he was a big track star in high school, so he said he's going to build an indoor track facility in his hometown. His wife's like, you're not building a track facility, you douche.
Go run laps at the Y.
Yeah, right. We're going to get a new house.
Yes.
And you're going to set aside money. Granted, he could spend $500,000 on a new track facility and have plenty left over, but that is the big appeal for a lot of these Reddit dudes, is watching these hedge fund guys cry.
Yeah, it's an added bonus.
Because a lot of them are like, because if you were paying attention to what was going on social media, a lot of them were making the point that they weren't going to sell.
Right.
They were sitting on it. Hold the line, right?
Hold
that was
the
line.
Hashtag. That's Ja Rule. Ja Rule says, goes.
I ascribe it to, of course, the classic dad rock band Toto. Hold the line. But you crazy kids can go with Ja Rule.
Well, no,
Ja Rule a couple years ago.
Ja Rule literally, like, on Twitter was talking about this. It's not a song reference. He was involved in this. He's like, hold the line, everybody. Don't give in. Don't start selling. He's involved.
Stand up to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a break. I will have another $1,000 for you compared to all this Michigas. It's a drop in the bucket, but $1,000 is $1,000. It's a lot of money no matter who you talk to. So $430, another keyword for you and a chance to grab a buck ton of cash there. 35192 if you want to text, and we'll be back after these.
on 100.7
WMMS.
Two 216-578-1007. Join us live or 800-348-1007. 35192. Send me a text. You can hit us up at AlanCoxShow.com. Liz Poundcake is up there for you as well. If you want to check that out. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio from somewhere outside of Ohio, tell me where. Marty listens in Cedar Point, Illinois. Paul is a bureau chief in Ann Arbor. Thomas is in Orting, Washington. Jonathan's in Lacey, Washington. Mark is in Myrtle Beach. Ken is in Albuquerque. And pull a weird one here. David is in Big Clifty, Kentucky. Big Clifty, which of course you'll know. If you know your bluegrass state, it is right across the river from Little Clifty. I don't know if that's true. I called my dad last night with my daughter. My dad turned 76 years old yesterday, and my siblings and I got him a brand new remote. He got a new car, so we got him a remote starter installed into his car, which I'm told is a very it's a welcome gift, right? And so I was hoping, because my dad's got an iPhone now, I was hoping we could FaceTime, because the last time we did, my dad accidentally FaceTimed. But we got him on. At first, we only heard him. We did this with my mom, where she either couldn't figure it out or didn't want to mess with it or whatever. So we had her on FaceTime, but could only hear her. Well, then my dad, when we called him, he somehow got on FaceTime. So we got to see my dad. Last night, you know when you'll open up someone's the contact on your phone, it will tell you whether or not they've got their video enabled, and he did not. So I want to tell him, hey, make sure you, I assume with like their friends or whoever they talk to, they're not using, like outside of grandchildren, there's really no reason to use FaceTime, right? So we talked to him, which was nice. We had a nice conversation with him before I was putting my daughter to bed. And, you know, my dad's I'm like my dad. He's just very kind of, doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too bummed out. That's right. And so we were talking to him about that. But I always forget that he shares his birthday with the anniversary of the Challenger explosion, which was the 35th anniversary of the Space Shuttle Challenger exploding yesterday. Now, we've talked about this before. People of a certain age, like me, watched this in school.
I didn't see anything on Twitter or on the news or about this.
Thanks, Biden.
I mean, honestly, though, like I was on...
Well, it was there. Huh. I mean, it was in USA Today. It was all over. If you remembered the date, I'm sure you could have found them. There were plenty of things on there. But the 35th... Krista McAuliffe was the one who got the lion's share of the attention because she was a civilian. She was going to be the first teacher in space. And so that was a big deal. It was a big deal to teachers. That's why they were showing it in schools. That's why they rolled in the AV cart and put the TV on top and said, the first teacher in space is right there. This woman from New Hampshire named Krista McAuliffe.
Yikes.
The thing explodes. They're not even in the air a minute. Her family, the families of all, I imagine that maybe the families of the other crew members, because they were all astronauts, weren't on the bleachers at Cape Canaveral, but Krista McAuliffe's family was there. And there's that moment when the thing blows apart and they cut to the family where they're clearly not processing.
They don't understand what's
and then very quickly, obviously, it becomes very apparent what happened. But Krista McAuliffe was the one who got really most of the attention. But there was the other woman on that flight was a woman named Judith Resnick, who was from Akron, Ohio. She went to high school at Firestone, and by every metric, this woman was a friggin' genius from kindergarten on. So that was the problem with anyone who ever died in the space program, is you had the best of the best. You had smart people. I mean, we got millions of people on the ground that we could stand to lose in a space explosion, right? No big loss, other than the loss of life. But again, I'm not somebody who you can talk to your God about that. I'm not a life is sacred guy. So, but Judith Resnick, an extraordinarily talented and brilliant woman.
I like where you're going with this. Expendable astronauts. Why are we sending our best and brightest up there? Dummies. Put dummies in space.
Listen,
that's $1 million idea.
Space programs began with animals. They sent a monkey up,
yeah,
right?
And then we jumped up to scientists when we should be sending dum-dums.
Or just go back to monkeys. We got millions of human monkeys walking around, right?
Monkeys. Not monkeys.
Not monkeys?
Not monkeys. Not
Well,
monkeys, we need them.
So if you, I'm sure there are probably people in the northeastern Ohio area who might have known more about Judith Resnick than I do. But again, I remember those names. I didn't know the extent to which she was so highly regarded, but just a brilliant woman who also graduated as the valedictorian of her school and was almost the homecoming queen. So she was cute and she was super smart and she was an engineer, but she was one of the people who died on the Challenger explosion. And she was the first Jewish woman in space. She was the second American woman in space. Anybody remember the name of the first American woman in space? That was a big deal, too. Chris McAuliffe was the teacher, the first woman in space. Does anybody remember her name? I know you guys are younger than me, so you might not. And I don't know if this...
Jan Steiner.
I don't know.
Janet Reno.
Was that Michael Scott's girlfriend in The Office? What was her? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That was Jan.
Levinston Gould.
Yes.
Levinston Gould.
Jan Levinson in the morning. It wasn't Janet Reno? Are you sure? That's how she got famous?
The first woman The first American woman in space.
Wasn't the diaper lady that... All right, I got it. But I cheated because I looked it up.
Her name is the lyrics of a song.
Oh, hold on. That would be that song. What song is it?
Eleanor Rigby.
Martha, Martha. Is it Martha?
It's not. No.
That would have made
her name is Lucy in the Sky.
I don't know.
First woman in space was named Sally Ride. R-I-D-E. And Judith Resnick was the second American woman in space. So she goes up on the Challenger with, 6 other people. There were 2 women, 4 men, all accomplished astronauts who died. So I always forget that my dad shares his birthday with the Challenger explosion, and that there are articles about it. They get posted every year. And yesterday was the 35th anniversary of that. And there were a lot of people, because of Krista McAuliffe, who will tell you that they went on to be teachers because they watched the Challenger shuttle blow up in class.
Wow.
They'll go, so I was in high school. That was my...
Why would that convince you to be a teacher?
January of 86 would have been the back half of my freshman year in high school. So we watched it in... like English class or something, right? Whatever class I was in at that time of the morning. I think it was English class. And you just kind of sat there in shocked silence.
Yeah.
Because the Columbia would blow up some years later. So there were a few, those in no small way contributed to them finally shutting the shuttle program down completely. But, they've got that wall of... at the Kennedy Space Center, they've got that mirror memorial that's got all the names of the astronauts who died in space disasters. If you ever saw the movie The Right Stuff, the guys a classic film of these guys who played the legends of the space programs, like Dennis Quaid and Ed Harris, and all these great actors playing, and Gus Grissom was one of the guys. He ended up dying. Before launch, there were 3 guys that died on one of the Apollo missions on the launch pad at Canaveral. There was a fire in the capsule. Because, we've gone to
about that in Apollo 13.
Right. We've gone to the science centers before, where those old capsules, man, those guys, it was just a tin can.
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie said it. But imagine that. You don't even get up. There's a fire in, like, the training thing, or and you can't get out. But they didn't get him out in time. So there were 3 dudes who died on the platform then. But anyway, in having the conversation with my dad last night.
Dennis Quaid was great in that movie, though, because he's just like, that's my space shuttle, and I love it.
Bill, you're thinking of him playing Jerry Lee Lewis in Great Balls of Fire when he was in love with his preteen cousin, Winona Ryder.
Who
was the third woman in space. Mm-hmm. But Judith Resnick is the one who has the local connection because she was very, very talented. She was only 36 when she died on the Challenger. She went to Carnegie Mellon. You know dummy if you're going there.
That's where they invented the melatonin.
That is where they invented the melatonin. That's right, that Mary takes every night to get to sleep. I certainly hope you've been varying it up. Have you been taking a little bit of honeydew, a little bit of cantaloupe, a little bit of...
it depends on how I'm feeling. Summertime months, it's watermelon. So it's just, it's just dependent on my mood that day.
Okay. Is there any particular melon that helps you get to sleep faster, like a crookneck or a zucchini or,
Zucchini's not a melon.
A zucchini is a melon.
A zucchini is a zucchini.
A zucchini. You're right. It is a zucchini. It is also a melon.
A melon. I didn't know that. Maybe I'll start trying that. I haven't tried zucchini or squash. Is squash a melon?
Squash is a melon.
Is a pumpkin a melon?
Squash is a gourd.
It's a gourd.
So wait, are gourds melons?
I don't know. But the point is, a pumpkin is a melon.
Man, this opened up...
musk melon.
I was getting tired of the cantaloupe honeydew rotation, and I didn't realize I had so many more options.
Yeah.
I also started taking vitamin D in the morning. I've only been taking that for like 2 days. But
D is good.
It's supposed to make you feel better.
It's also supposed to be, it's supposed to interact with your body in a positive way when it comes to the coronavirus.
Oh, really?
One of the things they were finding out was that a lot of people who were either hospitalized or having a real hard time with COVID, they had vitamin D deficiencies.
Huh.
So it's good. It's something you shouldn't take in excess,
right?
But D is good.
Yeah.
I've always taken D.
I have never. My sister's
402.
My sister texted me and she was like, "You should get some vitamin." And then she just bought it for me. And then she texted me the last couple mornings like, "Take your vitamin D. It'll make you feel better." So we'll see.
Yeah.
Cody started.
Well, especially in the wintertime when there's no sun.
That's exactly what it is. I'm like, because everybody loves summer, but just like sitting in sunlight makes me feel so good.
You need it.
Yeah, because you're getting vitamins that you need.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, if this can help in any sort of way, I'm excited to see that.
I'll tell you what I hate about wintertime. I hate having vitamin deficiencies. That's what I love about summer.
My little brittle old bones.
Hey, G-Bo, what's your name?
Yo, G-Bo.
G-Bo. Okay, what's up?
Yes, I put the installation in Judith Resnick High School when they built it in Akron. That was 15 years ago. But I also was hopping freight.
Okay. I mean, the high school she went to was obviously built before she went there.
No, they built a new high school and named it Judith
a new high school. Okay, there you go. All right.
Yes, I put the roof and the insulation.
So in the new version of the school she went to.
Yes.
Right.
And I don't know, 15 years before that, I was hopping freight trains, and I got a freight train that took me to Atlanta. I got off. It was 8 degrees. That's why the Challenger blew up, because Reagan decided to send it up. Even though it was 20 degrees in Florida, that's probably why it blew up.
Well, that's what they said. There had been some warnings and some concerns that those O-rings were not going to be they weren't going to be stable enough in that kind of weather. But you brought up something that interests me, G-Bo. You talk about you were riding the rails.
Yeah, and I got off in Atlanta, and I went over to a hotel and fell asleep under a table.
Okay, wait. I want to. There's a lot to unpack here. I want to back you up a little bit, G-Bo. How did you end up
arrested?
How did you end up riding the rails?
I got arrested, and they took me to jail for trespassing. And while I was in jail that morning, this is the same morning. All happened on the same morning.
This was in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, and we watched the Challenger blow up.
Yeah, in jail.
In jail, I was like, "What the fuck?"
They had. I just knew it was coming. I knew. I'll tell you what.
You were so quick.
These people, these dopes with 2 cells in there. You got these stories I want to hear, and you just can't hold it together. This guy blows up like the Challenger. What a fitting. Jesus Christ! Come on, man. I wanted to hear why you're riding the rails. dropping F-bombs on me. Keep it together. Is that so hard? I know he's lost in the moment. Why am I getting all upset?
It's okay.
Because it sounded like he had a fun story, and I wanted to hear
There was a lot. He was a hobo on a train, and he fell asleep in a hotel. I mean...
And my point is, that story would have never happened had the hobo blocker, the hobo
Bum blocker.
The hobo hider been an actual thing. I want to hear about riding the rails. Did you ever lose a toe? Did you get, because you got to jump in.
How are beans out of the can,
Right. Did you have your own bindle, or
yes,
did you rent
use
one?
a bindle?
Right.
Yes.
Did you rent one?
A rented bindle.
Well,
now there's $1 million idea. Rented bindles.
You're jumping trains. You have a lot of money.
Yeah, but
bindles probably cost something. You're going to put one together. You got to find a handkerchief and a stick.
Yeah. It's tough.
Where are you going to find a bindle stick?
Mm-hmm.
You could go to like a home
wireless
improvement.
nunchucks, like he suggested yesterday. Use that as a bindle stick.
You could go to way too
branch.
short.
Yeah.
A branch, okay. But I mean, you could go buy like a reasonably sized dowel from a home improvement
But you need
store.
to have a notch on it so it'll hold the bindle.
Right.
The handkerchief in
Well,
place.
he's going to have a knife. Putting a notch in a little piece of wood's not hard to do. I mean, he's going to have a knife for protection because he's riding the rails. And he might accidentally jump onto like a car that's transporting bison.
See?
Right? They don't want him there, so he's got to stab them bison.
And eat it.
he's got to put some of that meat in his bindle. And next town he gets to, hops off,
bison
gets
meat.
a fire, and cooks up that bison meat.
Let me ask you if you would enjoy this combination of food, if I may.
Yep. You're asking me or the royal you?
The royal you, but you, and it's...
How dare you? It's bison meat, bindle lint.
It's a...
And muskmelon.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes.
That has peanut butter, shredded cheese,
obviously,
and mayonnaise on it.
No mayonnaise. You
Say
lost
again?
me at mayonnaise.
This is...
Yeah, you lost me at mayonnaise, too.
It's mayonnaise, peanut butter, and...
Cheese.
I guess my answer would be why?
Because I saw it on Mary's sister's Instagram, and
What?
she should be in jail.
You mean
Which
the one who's giving Dr. Pepper to her 18-month-old?
All right,
That one?
relax. She's 2 now.
She's already she's already lost you with her culinary decisions. Peanut butter, mayonnaise, and cheese.
Yeah. And it looks not good.
Do we need to set up a GoFundMe for her, too?
Dude, I don't
She's
know.
making peanut butter,
Now, hold
mayonnaise,
on.
and cheese sandwiches.
I have had grilled cheese with mayonnaise on it before.
I've done that.
Or like if it's cooked on the outside instead of putting butter, you put mayonnaise on it. I've
fine.
had that.
That's okay. It's the mayonnaise peanut butter combination
That's what's
that
weirded me out.
Yeah, that's the
because
that's
peanut
the part.
butter and cheese. Think about those little orange crackers that are cheese peanut butter crackers.
It's the addition of the mayonnaise to all those other ingredients that's really got me wondering what's going on.
I don't know what that is, or why she did that. Teen, what are you doing, man? Unless the mayonnaise, like I said, was used as butter on the outside
No, it's
of it.
part
it's
of
in
the sandwich. Yeah, it's in the
I don't know.
sandwich.
Hey, Tom.
There's mayonnaise on top of peanut butter in the photo, and that's
Yeah,
really
that's really gross.
making me not happy.
When I was little, when I was younger, my grandmother would make peanut butter sandwiches, but she would butter the bread first. And I was like, why? And doesn't it make that harder to put the peanut butter? So it doesn't stick to the roof. I'm like, I'm not worried about that. I hate butter. I'm not worried about that. I love you. I don't like that. Tom, hello.
Hello, Bill. I'm sorry. Hate the show.
What's up?
Well, I was a similar story to yours. I was sitting in social studies class when the Challenger blew up, and I'll never forget the look on my teacher's face when he turned around. He was pale as a ghost, and he told us that he was one of the 10 finalists in the country to be on that space shuttle.
Wow.
And he was a little freaked out about that. But
yeah,
the
I would be too. I mean,
interesting part
she beat. I mean, even that's impressive because she beat out 11,000 teachers for that. So I don't know what the criteria even was for that. I'm sure every teacher in the country applied to get on that thing, but
well, they certainly dodged a bullet, because when I came back from college a few years later, I found out that he got caught sleeping with one of his 17-year-old students and knocked her up, and then ended up quitting and marrying her. And literally the next time I saw him, he asked me if I wanted ketchup with my fries at Wendy's.
Yeah, because, hey, I was almost on the shuttle was probably his pickup line. He probably used that for, I was almost on the shuttle that blew up, which isn't even a story. I was almost, it's like when Seth MacFarlane goes, I was almost on one of the 9/11 planes. That's an interesting story because it's like he's a famous guy. But if a guy's like, I was almost on that plane, like, yeah, you and 11,000 other people were almost on the space shuttle. But then he got fries and gave them to Tom. People are telling me that there is a Judith Resnick school, by the way, in Akron. So she did get something named after her.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's a school that was named after her.
Oh, I see.
And he worked on that school.
I see.
And then he said the F word and you got mad.
I see. No. I thought he was saying when they rebuilt Firestone High School, which is where she went. I thought that's what he was saying.
He worked on the Judith Resnick
Oh, I didn't
school.
get that. Okay.
Yes. Well, he made it super clear. I don't know how you didn't pick up on it.
I put the roof on the school that she went to, is what he said. She didn't go to the school named after her.
No,
she went to Firestone High School. So when he goes,
confusing.
That's why I was like, well, they built the school before she went there. No, the new one. Okay. He was eating beans out of a can off a bindle. I wanted to hear more of his story, but okay, I've got a break here. 4:30, you got another shot at $1,000. It's a chance to grab a buck ton of cash. So if you need some of that money, and frankly, who doesn't? You'll have a crack at that. 35192 if you want to shoot me a text in the break, and you can listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio Alter Ego 2021.
Presented by Capital One.
The biggest names in alternative rock came together and did not disappoint.
iHeartRadio's Alter Ego 2021.
Thanks to Billie Eilish, the Foo Fighters,
Weezer,
Beck,
Mumford & Sons,
Coldplay,
Cage the Elephant,
Black Keys,
Muse,
Killers,
and 21 Pilots.
Relive iHeartRadio Alter Ego 2021.
Presented by Capital One.
At iHeartRadio.com.
From the MGM Northfield Park Weather Center, Las Vegas is here.
WMMS weather.
Hey guys, mostly cloudy and cold tonight. Temperatures in the teens. For tomorrow, chilly with increasing clouds. Highs near 30. I'm 19 News meteorologist Sam Roberts on WMMS.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has what you need, like furniture, the latest tech products, and organization solutions, all at amazing prices. And now save up to $20 on select TurboTax software supplies at Staples. Ends 1/30/21 while supplies last. Shop in store, pick up curbside at most stores, and save big at Staples.
Hey, it's Alan for Northeast Factory Direct. I had a listener hit me up recently, and they were lamenting the fact that they had consulted a couple of other local furniture stores, and they were told what a huge delay there was going to be in this piece of furniture that they wanted. And so I told them, Northeast Factory Direct always has a ton of stock because they have always bought things in volume. So they've got over $3 million of furniture in stock, things that you can have right now or delivered to you. You're not going to be waiting long time to get something that you want because that's what Northeast Factory Direct has always done. Again, if you're looking for a nice, fancy, big box store, that's not what they do. What they do is give you great deals on furniture, name brands that you know, by the way, even custom Amish furniture as well. And I don't have to convince you the quality of that. So the bottom line is they have a whole bunch of things that you can have right away, whether it's mattresses or whether it's custom cabinetry or everything in between, right? Ask them about the 1-year best price guarantee on top of that. So what I told the listener is, it's silly to be shopping around. Just hit up Northeast Factory Direct. You can go online, northeastfactorydirect.com, or you can walk right in and look for yourself. West 140th in Cleveland, East Side in Euclid, and they're in Macedonia as well. Northeast Factory Direct.
In life, lots of things will come between you and your money, but a bank shouldn't be one of them. With the KeySmart checking account, we've removed some of those roadblocks. Having no monthly maintenance fees, no surcharges at 40,000 ATMs, and no minimum balance requirements means you have more power to spend how you want. Which makes sense, seeing as it's your money and all. Introducing KeySmart Checking. KeyBank opens doors.
Visit key.com/keysmartchecking. KeyBank is member FDIC.
21 tracks LS MSRP 22,695, 990 down, 0 security deposit, 39 months, 10K miles per year plus tax and fees. Includes all rebates and incentives with approved credit. Offer expires 2/1/21.
It's huge. It's mean. And you'll save a ton of green. It's the incredible bulk sale. Right now at Ron Marhofer Chevrolet. Save up to $9,000. You save $9,000. You can save up to $9,000 because we stock and sell more Chevy trucks and SUVs, so nobody can sell the them for less. Unheard of discounts up to $9,000 off MSRP. Put 0 to 99 down. Leases from $179 a month. It's the incredible bulk sale. Save a mean amount of green on the new Chevy Tri-Core SUV.